Greetings, everyone. Welcome once again to that Microsoft Business Application MVP show. So, which is hosted by CSharpCorner community. So here we talk about the Dynamics 365 first-party app and Power Platform. Today we are taking little bit change with our traditional you know uh, episode that we do where we talk about that first party app and Power Platform. Today we are going to talk about that the feature set of that is going to release very soon. Okay, so let me little bit so here this is the I have just put that in slide here for that agenda because we are going to talk about this wave 2 only. So we will discuss that what are the top feature that's coming and we will be getting very soon in the Dynamics 365 or Power Platform. Okay, so this is what we are going to discuss today. So before jumping into that main topic here, let's have a quick introduction about ourselves. So actually, you can see here myself Mahender and I have my friend Venkata with me. We both are Microsoft MVPs and working with Dynamics CRM more than 10 years now. So we both are CSharpCorner MVPs as well. So here we will be today we will be talking about 10 features. The first 5 features I will be talking about, and then I will pass over mic to my friend Venkata, and he will be taking care of the rest of the 5 features. Okay. So let's jump into the first slide and let me, before going into much detail, let me give you a little bit idea about that. What is Dynamics 365 Wave 2 here, basically. So Microsoft released major feature updates for Dynamics 365 first-party apps as well as for the Power Platform. Okay, so they have basically 2 times in the year where they release these. So they release on the April and then they release on the October. Okay, so these are the two time mostly when we get these major features. But before releasing to that for the public use, they release beforehand these where we can see that what is coming into that release, and some of them are basically on the preview, which means that it's not for sure that we are going to get those features. It may be that due to some technical reason or due to some any other reason, Microsoft can also remove those set of features. Okay, there are some features which is available before the release on the pre-release, and like we can see that on our environment. So if we are setting up the trial environment, we can see some of the features and we can see play with them, how it works and what are their functionalities. And some of them are also even that 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 schedule is for that October, but some of the feature it may release after that October as well. That some of the feature maybe there will be available for the public on the November, December, or maybe Jan as well. So it depending on that feature to feature. But in a high level, we have these two timings where we get this in April and in October. Okay. So let's start with the first feature where we have this 360-degree view of that account. Okay. So let me take you a little bit back when in our one of our episode we discussed about the co-pilot feature for Dynamics 365 Sales app. We discussed that how we can enable those feature for the sales app where we can if you want to see that what is the summary of your opportunity entity, if you want to see that summary of your lead entity. Okay, so you can configure some set of fields there, and then based on those fields you can see that okay what is the summary, and you can get that quickly on that what is happening with your opportunity. Okay, if there is any updates are done or if there is anything due that you need to complete on the time, so all these information that will be there on the opportunity, right? So on the similar track now we have this 360-degree view of the account that we are going to get with the new feature, which will be basically released on the public for that October. So here on that, you can see that we have a screen here. When we will click on that, so it will give you the 360 view of the customer. So it will include all the related information. So let's take an example. When you are specifically you are a salesperson, or you deal, day to day work on that with different customers. So you follow up with different customers, or you are dealing and getting some data from them, or maybe just updating them that that's what the next step they need to take. So depending on the situation, it may be that you are dealing with the different customers, right? And if you want to get quickly overview of the account, or you quickly want to see that what is happening on this account, and what is like all that other things that is related entities and all those, so you can see that under that account summary. So it will give you, you can see here under the chart, it will give you the quick graphic as well, which will, you can, it's kind of a data insight that it will give you that, okay, that's what happening with your customer account form, and what is happening with the data. So you don't need to go to that every field and every section and look into that. It may be that there are different tabs available, there are different sections available. So you can decide that what are the features, like what are the fields that you want to include. Just like on that we had that on the opportunity and the lead, where we can configure that fields. So similarly, we should be able to configure that here as well, and then it will give you that complete 360 view of the account to get your data insight about this particular customer. So that's the one feature that we are getting in that new wave 2. And now, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what's happening. This title is, when I'm sharing it, it's becoming very small here. But now the another feature, this is the lead qualification process. This lead qualification process, if you have been working with Dynamics sales app, you must be aware of that. When you are working with the lead entity and you want to move to the next stage, then we have an option to qualify that lead, so that you can convert that lead into opportunity. Okay, and while converting that lead into opportunity, we also need to set up your customer and the contact, because when we are creating that opportunity, to create that opportunity, customer is the required. So that is, the customer is a key field there, which you have to fill before creating that opportunity. Okay, so there are different use cases here. So it may be that you are getting this lead totally new, and you have not worked this customer earlier. This is totally new customer to you, and when you are going to qualify it, you want to create a new customer record, you want to create a new contact record. The contact record is basically the contact person from that organization. And then of course the opportunity, that's basically the next stage of the sales process, right? Or it may be that this is the second lead, or maybe that other lead that you are getting for that existing customer. So you already doing business with this customer, and they have some new requirement, and then they send you that inquiry that, okay, we are also looking this kind of feature, or maybe we are also interested this product that you already have. So then this lead is basically associated to the existing customer, right? So now this lead qualification dialog that we can see here, then we will configure this, and this is available on the early. This is basically early configuration that is available. Early access is there, so you can do that. If you want to check this feature, you can set up a quick trial, and under that trial you can configure this feature, and you can see that how this qualification lead qualification process is basically all about. So under this, when you will click on that button, you will get this dialog, just like the quick create type of dialog. Here we have this drop down. Under that drop down, we have an option that you want to create a new account, or you want to use any existing one. Okay, and similar to the contact as well, where you can also select that you want to create new contact, or there is any existing contact that you want to associate while creating this opportunity, or while creating this account, or that. And then you can select this opportunity here, which is basically coming from the automatically, it will take the name from the lead. So whatever information that you have entered on the lead, so that it will take that description, and based on that it will set up that lead. And here you have that now new feature is that you can create multiple opportunities. So you can also create that if you want to create more than one opportunity. So it can be very helpful when when depending on the scenario, let's say you have two three opportunities where you do different kind of negotiations, and one opportunity, let's say this negotiation is over, you want to close this, and or you want to work on the second opportunity. So depending on the different business scenario, you may require creating multiple opportunity. And so that is the feature that is very useful if you are in that type of practice, and you usually create multiple opportunity from the same lead. So this feature is going to help you here. Okay. Now, and this is also, this will be available on the October as a public release. And this is the another feature where basically we can do the grouping based on the fields, and we have also option to do the aggregation. Okay. So if you have worked with dynamics sale, any sales app or any other first party app, you know that we have a basically two type of out of the box, we have basically two type of view that is available. One is the read only, and another one is the editable grid. Okay. So in the read only one, if you see that this option is basically grouping is the new thing that is added. This option was already there on the editable grid. In the while you will configure that editable grid, there is an option where you can say that, okay, I want to get this feature on the group by. So I can do the grouping based on the particular field. Sorry. But this is the new feature which is basically added on the read only view. So when you will click on the any of the field here, you can see that we have an option for the group one. So when you click on that, you can see that this will be the grouping that will be done here. And then after that, you can see that we have the option for ungroup, and similar to that, you can use any other field, and based on that, you can do that grouping. Okay. But at present, this is not available for every field. For example, let's say if you have any field basically which is a multi selection option set, you cannot use this feature there. The another feature that's basically here is the aggregation. Okay. So let's take an example that when you are working in the opportunity or any other entity, even this feature is mentioned, basically this is available for that opportunity grouping and aggregation, but you can see this grouping feature in every entity. So this is basically for all that entities, this option is there. If you will take any of the numeric fields, so for example, this is a estimated revenue. Okay. So or this is a estimated close one. So if you will click on this estimated revenue, when you will click, you can see that there is a aggregation option available. So if you click on the total, you can see that we have this average one, we have the maximum, minimum, or the sum. So when you will click on that, on the grid, on the both details, and there you can see that what is the average of these reports, and what is the maximum, and which one is the maximum number, and if you want to do the sum, that is also you can see. I think this is very useful feature. Earlier, to get these type of things, we have to use that formula fields, or we had to use that custom code depending on the scenario, what type of your requirement is. But these four options now available, you can just click here, and on the view you can get this. Okay. And this is also available on the early access. If you are setting up the trial, you can see these features there into your trial. Make sure that when you set up the trial, you need to enable your wave 2 feature that can be done from the admin port. Okay. So by default, when you will set up this, these features will be disabled. So you need to go to manually there, and you need to enable these features there. After that, you can, it will do that updates for all the first party app that license that you have. And based on that, you can see these features. Okay. So this will be also available on the October for the public release. Okay. Now the another one that we have here is basically the where we can use that document summary, right? For example, let's say this is you know basically this is the another feature that I want to discuss here, that earlier we saw that when in the co-pilot we have this feature where we can go ahead and we can write that emails, right? We can compose that email and we can modify that. Now we have these features as well where we can select these content of that emails, and based on that we can, using the co-pilot features, we can modify the content of these email. Okay, so like while you're working on this sales pitch, or you're working with any customer, most of the time you do lots of follow up with your customers. So you send emails, you do that phone call activities and all those, so you spend good amount of time to doing these set of activities, and you can use this co-pilot feature there to write your email in a proper manner, and you can do the changes based on that suggestion that you are getting from the co-pilot. Okay, and this feature will be available on the November. Okay, and this is the feature, this basically for the home page, that's basically added for the co-pilot. So the if if you have seen that admin portal, if you under that admin portal we have this section that will be basically for the co-pilot. Similar to that, we will be able to see the co-pilot icon here, which will give you the complete overview, which is basically presented and collected by the AI Copilot feature, and it can give you that high level idea of that what is happening into your sales app, depending on that different opportunities, what is happening with the opportunities, how the sales is going on. All these basically you will get the overall idea of your, you will get a basically the data insight, okay, on this page. So what is happening with your customer data? So this is also kind of a 360 view that you will get here based on the all of your customer data. Okay, so this is also very good feature, and this will be available on the basically next year. It's not even though it's basically included on this, but this will be, I think this is around February, this will be available on next year. Okay, so that's the features that I wanted to include from my side. Now I will pass my mic to my friend Venkata, and he will be discussing rest of the feature.
Thanks, Mahender, for giving that explanation of the first five features. So just give me a minute. Okay. Okay. So let me share my screen.
Yeah.
So hope you can see my screen, right?
Not yet. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we can see.
Okay. So yes, for the next six. Okay, for the next five features, right? I don't find the screenshots for it, so that's what we are going. So the next six new feature which is going to come in the next month is the analyze sales engagement. So what does this is going to do it, right, based upon the sales that has been uh, happened over the pipeline, like based upon the frequency, based upon the interactions and all. So what it will perform was it will gives the details about how the accuracy of the sales was happening, how the resources have been optimally been using, and also for the revenue forecasting also. These details we are going to show it. Okay, so this was the thing that we are also seeing it, like how we can better utilize this one. So generally, right, you can see it in the form of an pipeline implications by using the different kinds of the details. So this is about how we are going to see about the sales engagement perspective. Now if you go for the next one is like, okay, this is automatically detect the issues in sales and provide alerts to unblock the deals. Example, right? If suppose, right, so generally how we are having it, right, during the sales process, if at all there are any issues, then automatically there is no by def- by default any intelligence that is present which will say that it has been went wrong. Okay, so with the help of this particular with the help of this particular feature, like there was an automatic tool that is being included as a part of the sales pipelines. What it will do, right, it will help the sales team, and also it supports the management team by sending the related information which are about, like, okay, this particular opportunities has been struck, this is the root cause for it. And also if you are performing these kind of opportunities in a field time, you the risk of losing this particular opportunity is less. So all these things that is present. Okay, so what this mainly this future will help is, like, it will improve the sales efficiency, and also it will include the conversion rates, and also obviously you will get into the customer satisfaction as well. And at the end of the day you will see good numbers in your growth. Next is this one is one of the important thing, like coaching opportunities. Like, okay, so this feature is going to come in the next month. Okay, so what it will help, right, so based upon the conversations that we had between the sales, like email data and also the customer interactions during the sales process, what it will perform was it identifies the areas of the good satisfactory satisfaction from the customer as an excellence one, and also the topics which needs an improvement. So what it will do, right, this particular feature highlights the sales coaching opportunity. Okay, so as a sales manager, if you can concentrate on this particular area, then we can get the more kind of benefit by getting the more opportunities. So this is how, right, so if you, with the help of this particular feature, once it available in the next month of it, generally we will get this at during the region wise, starts with US, and then it goes to the remaining parts of the countries. Okay, so what it will help, right, so this feature will help efficiently coach the team members by reducing the time to spend to coach each and individual thing, how it is been happened. Okay, so it this particular feature will filter out all the kinds of hundreds of the customer conversations, and then it will analyze and it will enhances the performance of the people, and also ultimately give an good numbers that is present. And then so the next important feature that is going to come in the September 2024 was, like, generate the profiles of the key stakeholders. Okay, so what is this beauty of this particular one, right? So generally, as we are in the sales process, we will our day starts with interacting with the different kinds of stakeholders, and then uh, once we are getting into conversations with the different stakeholders, example for the customers, we will get into the details of their roles and what kind of preferences that they would like and what are their pain points and all. So what is this particular feature will have been, right? So based upon the kind of conversation that we are having it, like it helps us to track the kind of stakeholders. Okay, this particular stakeholder is having his or her pain points and what kind of role references and what are the wish things that they wanted to have it on the product. So these things can be brought out. So we have to see these particular stakeholders profiles, how it gets generated. And also, obviously, right, if we get more details about this particular profiling at the end of the day, what we will get into more deeper conversations with the stakeholders like the customers, as because we know, okay, what is the customer is looking for, what are their pain points, and and how as an salesperson can help them or a team, and how any company can help with the products, and they can share their vision of getting it into it. So if we are so with the help of this profiling the stakeholders, we will get to know about more about uh, the individual tastes about using it the sales process. And in the return, as we have get this one, like definitely the customer will like the interaction with the sales team and all, and they'll continue to get more products, or they will continue to use the existing products, which will help to have the more enhanced communication and a trust, and a word of mouth can also be possible, because that stakeholder will say that yeah, they listens to pain points, and the team is very helpful, kind of things that we will use to give it. So at the end of the day, what will get the sales team is the kind of the customer long term loyalty you will get it, and also which in turn helps to drive the revenue growth of any particular one. So this is one of the feature that we are expecting to see it for the general availability. And next is, so this is, you can consider it is a Microsoft Copilot, uh, where it suppose the sales specific question example. So this particular feature, what it is there, right? If you provide a predefined content, then it extracts the list of questions and the respective answers to it, and also the accurately example, right? So generally during the sales process, when we are having conversations with the stakeholders, we will get few of the questions on the fly, where the salesperson may not respond to that particular question. The reason might be he was not the correct person to answer that, or the second one, that could be not of his niche skill, or because the person who is doing the salesperson, he might not be a techie person, but the question he might have got it is might be a techie question. So with this particular things, if he or if any sales team gets it right with the help of this particular feature, then if we provide simply the predefined content, then we will get all the rest of the specific questions during the team meetings, and obviously we'll get all the questions and answers. So in the previous example, if any salesperson gets a kind of the technical question on any particular topic, with the help of this predefined content, okay, this technical question, this could be the possible questions and answers, try to extract more that of the information, and get pass it to the next level of the people. So these are all the five features that I'm looking for to come as in general availability, especially if you ask for the first 1 to 10 ones. There was the group by the group by feature that Mahender said, right, that we are desperately looking for a one of our implementation. So yeah, we are waiting till the October. That's what the we are looking for.
Yeah, I
So
think
these are all the yep,
yeah, Venkata, I think let's I have this sales trial. So let me share my screen and I can show this feature there. So it's good, like we have time and then we can show that as well. And
sure.
also I have one correction that I just want to make here, that on this right six I had the wrong title. So that's basically related to that another feature, which is where we want to see the summary of the pages. Okay, so I just corrected this one. So let me share my screen. Okay, so let me know when you can see my screen. So you can see my screen. You can see the sales trial. Venkat, can you please let me know if you can see my screen?
Minder, we can see your screen. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So let me give you a little bit idea on that. That how first, like if you will go to that admin center here. So let's take an example. If you go to that admin power platform dot microsoft.com, here we will be see all that environment that we have under our tenant here. So just like for example, this is the one trial that I have here, and under that if you will click on this environment and you will go there, under that here we have this option where we can manage our updates. So you can see that this is basically 2022 release wave 2, that's basically currently off here, and that's the by default, it will be there for every you know environment. When you will click on this manage, it will confirm that okay, you want to update your environment, and you want to include all these features, so you want to apply these features. When you will say update now, after that it will start doing that, and it will start all the features based on that apps. It will take some time, and maybe it's like depending on that set of feature that is coming on that release, so it will take that time, and based on that it will start, and you can see that what is the status. So it will show you under that there are basically the drop down that will be visible here. So just like that, so now it's updating. So as soon as this will be completed, it will that will be ticked here, which means that this feature is set up on your environment. Okay, so this is how we can enable these features based on that environment that you can go. And now the other feature that I was referring here is, let's take an example. If I go to opportunity, so you can see here that when I will click on this topic field here, so these are basically our field that under that when we will click on this group by, so it will do the grouping based on these fields. So you can see now this is basically showing it here, that this is you know grouped based on the topics. If there is multiple opportunities with the same name or something, so you can see that under that same group here. Okay, and we can do that ungroup here. That's basically what we can do. So here you can see that now what I was saying, that this is basically the potential customer is the lookup field. Okay, so this feature is not available here. Okay, so here that the another thing that I was saying, let's take an example that this is a, let me just do this side here. And now let's take an example. This is the estimated revenue, and I want to see this aggregation. So if I want to click on this average, so it will show me on the bottom of this grid. You can see that it will show that these are the average, which is basically the all the opportunity that is basically open here. And you can see here it's saying my open opportunity. It means the opportunity that is I'm owner of, or any opportunity which I have access and shared with me. So normally this my is basically one where I can access them. So it's showing average here, and similarly I can use some other functions, like I can see that okay, which is the maximum that I'm getting here, and similarly we can use that another one minimum, and also it will show us that sum of that. If I want to see that okay, how much total opportunities that is under my you know my user, that what is the total sum of that, so those kind of thing also you can see here under this. Okay, so this is that this feature that's I was saying that we can see on that early release. Okay, as some of the features are available there for the early release, not all the features are available like this. Okay, so similar to that here, if I go here, let's take an example. I have to do it seems like that. Like this one. Similarly, if like we want to see something based on the city, we want to do the grouping, if you are working on that lead, or you are working with the customer basically specifically on the particular region or particular area, that you can do that grouping, and you can easily use these features. So that's very good features that is released under that wave, right? And the other features that's basically coming from that here, like let's take an example that this all that feature that we said, like if I go to that customer, and if I open that feature, the customer 360 view, that will be also available from here, but that's not available for the early access yet, so that's why we can not see that feature yet. Okay, so those features are only available when that will be for that public release, or that will be allowed by Microsoft, that you can see this feature on that early release. Okay, so yeah, I think that's the what that 10 features that we wanted to include under that. Like apart from these 10 features, there are many features that is basically coming on the wave 2, and that's for every app. Okay, so like for example, we discussed for the sales app only, but there are features that is coming for the sales app, that is coming from the customer service, project operation, or the ERP side, finance and operation. So every app getting some of the feature that's basically scheduled on these major release, that's basically on the April and the October. Okay, so we just included our sales feature only. But if you want to look into that, you can go to that and Google, and you can look, search for the Dynamics 365 Wave 2 features, and you will be able to see all of the features there. Right? Venkat, anything else you want to cover? Do you have any other thing that want to add something? Okay.
Yep.
So anything else you want to add?
Yes, just I am trying to use that feature. So especially that group by and the some roll up fields, I'm looking for it in the next October.
Okay, so
Yep.
let me actually I have this here. Let me present one more time my
Yep.
screen.
Yep.
So here, so this is that all that features that is basically will be released under that Dynamics 365, and for that Power Platform. So we can see that we have different areas that's basically part of that sales app, that's coming from that service app. This
Yep.
these features that will be included on that, and we have the feature that is coming for the finance and supply chain apps. So these are basically other first party apps, just like the sales and service apps. So this basically from the ERP side. So there are features that is core app feature, as well as there are feature which is basically related to the Microsoft Copilot. Okay, so these are basically combination of those feature. There are feature that's coming for the project operation as well. So we can see that project operation is something that earlier we used to call it like project service automation. Now we have this project operation, and then we have that feature that is coming for that Dynamics 365 human resources app as well, and then the commerce as well. So these like that the idea here is that Microsoft released these collectively all these feature, and you can see that uh, when these plans will be available, and when we can see that early access available. So any feature that we can access through that this release, that will be available, for example, for that August one. So for these, whatever feature they said that okay, these are early access features, we can click on here and we can see those features. So it has that it will show you that schedule of these. So these are the feature that's here. We can see that this will be available early access on this day, and during this time, and for the public release this will be available during this time. Okay, and that's again for every app that they have mentioned. Like we have that for the customer insights and customer service, for field service, or finance and operation, all have these kind of things. So you can see here that early access for every app. I think almost every app have some of the feature that's basically there for the early access, but some of that feature that will be only available after that will be available when it will be public release only. Okay, then we have the feature for the Business Central as well. Yeah, I think that's what we wanted to cover today, and thank you very much for joining us. And we will be back with the new episode where we will talk about the new features or existing functionality of the first party app or Power Platform. So stay tuned with us, and you can, as communicated earlier as well, all of our earlier episodes are available on the CSharpCorner TV on YouTube. You can watch there, and can share with your friends or your community. And if you have any feedback, just let us know. And thank you very much for joining us today.